bugging out. Whether or not you're into prepping, I'm sure you've heard the term. But just where are these people bugging out to? Listen to find out and see if that's something you'd like to consider as part of your emergency plan. Hi, it's the Urban Lady Prepper. I help single moms and solo women with practical emergency preparedness. But of course, all are welcome to become better prepared for whatever happens next. Should you stay or should you go? And most importantly, where are you going? Whether or not you're into prepping, I'm sure you've heard the term bugging out. But just where are these people bugging out to? If you've ever been curious about bugging in or out and what a bug out location is, this episode is for you. In the face of disaster, a critical decision arises to bug in or bug out. Bugging in involves sheltering in place and writing out whatever event may have occurred. Bugging out refers to evacuating your current home or safe place and seeking refuge elsewhere. You may ask yourself, why in the world would I leave my home? I went through all the trouble of handling the essentials, keeping my pipes protected and my HVAC working. I beefed up my security and stockpiled a sufficient amount of food and water. Why would I leave that behind? The answer is, you shouldn't. The vast majority of preppers, from the casual to the most hardcore, agree that most of the time it's safe to stay where you are, bug in, when an event happens until you get the chance to evaluate the situation or you have enough advance warning to determine whether you have no choice but to leave. A bug out location is a secondary place you have prepared in advance for a long-term stay. Having a perfect bug out spot isn't just for the rich and famous, and it doesn't have to be an underground bunker or a decommissioned missile silo. For many of us, it may be a friend or family member in an unaffected area, or at least an area with more resources. A secure secondary location is a savvy move and gives you a definitive destination. Whether you're a seasoned survivalist or just getting started, stick around to discover how to choose a bug-out location that ensures safety, security, and self-sufficiency when it matters most. I'll explain how wealthy preppers are transforming the real estate market with luxury off-grid living options, and why these secluded retreats are the ultimate emergency escape plan. While these compounds may be out of our price range, they can still offer some good ideas that even the most basic bug-out location could use to its advantage. Bug-out locations are a cornerstone of survival preparation. They offer a secure retreat from urban chaos during emergencies. A designated bug-out spot becomes crucial as global uncertainties like natural disasters, political upheaval, and economic instability grow. These aren't just temporary refuges, but strategic investments in personal safety. The wealthy have increasingly been buying bug-out properties and compounds lately, and it's important to watch those with the money because it can hint at what's on the horizon. You can use this knowledge to develop your preparedness plans. You can decide whether or not your bug-out location can be just someone else's house, or if it's worth investing in a piece of property designed for off-grid living and self-sufficiency. By understanding the importance of having a bug-out location, you can make informed choices that align with your survival goals. As more people embrace this lifestyle, it has opened up possibilities for prepper real estate, offering diverse and adaptable options to meet various needs. This trend reflects a shift towards proactive preparedness, recognizing the need for comprehensive emergency escape plans. The market continues to grow, presenting new opportunities for those interested in securing a bug-out location. However, it doesn't have to be doomsday specific. For most of us, finding a suitable plot of land where you can grow enough food for a family with renewable resources will be sufficient to ride out most emergencies short of a nuclear attack or something like the Yellowstone supervolcano erupting. Wealthy preppers are reshaping the real estate landscape by purchasing sophisticated bug-out locations with advanced features. These properties often come equipped with renewable energy solutions like solar panels and water filtration systems, ensuring self-sufficiency even off the grid. The rich seek secluded yet accessible spots, blending privacy with practicality during crises. Such properties frequently boast advanced communication setups and supply caches, ensuring a comfortable survival where little has changed for them. But again, even those of modest means can use a similar approach and the same technologies to make the most of their bug-out spot. The difference is that most of us may have to embrace off-grid living, And while they may take some getting used to, it's crucial for surviving a time when you may have no choice. Off grid living is essential for anyone considering a bug out location. It involves cutting ties with public utilities and embracing things like solar power, which is particularly popular due to its minimal environmental impact and sustainability. Depending on geographic factors, wind turbines and water powered systems can also provide energy alternatives. Water sourcing is critical with solutions like rainwater harvesting and well drilling. For waste management, composting toilets and gray water systems are sustainable options. Properties can have gardens or greenhouses for farming. You may have livestock such as chickens or choose an area where wild game can be hunted. Off grid living options should reflect personal needs and the specific environment of the location to ensure your plans will work, and you should be ready to run that location, working on the skills you will need to maintain it. So, how do you choose the right place? Location is key when picking a bug out property, far enough to avoid urban chaos, but close enough for a quick escape. But first, assess your financial situation. If an additional property is not possible for you, you should work out a plan with a family member or friend in an area far enough out to escape any immediate danger. For example, if you know a hurricane is coming or an upcoming event may cause civil unrest, you can use that notice to get to that safe location with whatever preps you can as early as possible. If you don't know anyone in an area far enough out, research long-term stay hotels or a Vrbo in a location you feel would be safest. This is where having an emergency fund will come in handy. Pro tip: never walk into a hotel to get a room without a reservation. You'll end up paying what is called the rack rate, which would be much more expensive than if you just made a reservation using your phone in the parking lot. If you rely on public transportation, make sure you have a plan to get out of the area and get to that designated location. Always keep updated schedules and double check if they will be changed based on any impending coming disasters. Or rent a car or use a rideshare service to get where you need to go ASAP and take the lesser known route to get out of town. If you're thinking about buying a secondary property as a bug out location, it's important to set a realistic budget. Then, align property features with your survival needs. Research its investment potential, consulting with local real estate experts for advice, as they will know the area, terrain, and climate that influence off grid living's feasibility and easements or rights of way affecting privacy or land use. They may also know of legal considerations like water rights and zoning laws that might conflict with your survival plans. Accessibility is vital. Your bug out location should be reachable in emergencies. Infrastructure, such as road access and communication capabilities, play a significant role. Resource availability, like water and tillable land, supports self-sufficiency and reduces outside dependency. Security is paramount. Natural barriers and fortifications can protect against threats. Consider expenses for off-grid living options, such as solar panels, rainwater systems, and any animals you wish to have. Community support and local resources are valuable, offering potential networks for bartering opportunities. Addressing these factors within a comprehensive strategy creates a solid plan for your bug out location. Be thorough, yet flexible, exploring various locations and weighing the pros and cons. While I'm no financial expert, these budgeting and investment tips should help you make sound decisions that align with your price range and survival preparation goals, while also securing a valuable asset for future emergencies and generations. Now, you've selected or purchased your bug out spot and stocked it with the things you'll need, such as your long-term food storage, water, and other necessities like toiletries, extra clothing, and medicine. Now, you've set up the perfect bug out location, but you need a plan to get to it. A clear and adaptable emergency escape plan is crucial for choosing the right bug out location. Ensure all family members understand their roles and identify multiple routes to the site, accounting for roadblocks or hazards. Regularly updating and rehearsing the plan keeps it current and effective. Communication strategies are vital for staying informed and connected during crisis. Equip vehicles with necessary supplies like a CB radio, portable ham radio, or walkie-talkies, and ensure they're ready for immediate use. Security at the bug out location is as crucial as reaching it, so establish defense protocols. Do you have an alarm? What weapons or firearms do you have? Prioritizing these aspects, you enhance your escape plan's effectiveness, ensuring a safe transition to your bug out location during emergencies. Of course, I have to mention the obvious for my single moms and solo ladies. It's easier for men to bug out than it is for women. Just as it's easier for a man to pick up and move anywhere, that doesn't just apply to an apartment in a random city. It also applies to bugging out in a potentially dangerous situation. A man traveling solo doesn't have to fear much. Returning to the man versus bear conversation, a man can wander around in the woods and not feel threatened by anything other than a wild animal. A woman bugging out doesn't know what she'll run into. Just as we say, a man is afraid of being rejected, a woman is afraid of being killed. That applies while civilized society supposedly exists. When disaster strikes, and we can count on protection even less, this reality will devolve into something worse than it already is. So, if you do intend to have a bug out location, your personal safety will be paramount. Be sure to factor this into your escape plan. You may still be wondering, do I really need to go through all of this? Well, there's no one-size-fits-all answer to the bug out or bug in dilemma. The best course of action depends on several factors, including the nature of the threat. Consider the specific danger you're facing and how it aligns with your home's strengths and weaknesses. Your preparedness. Are you well stocked with supplies? How long will those supplies last? And does your home offer adequate protection? Evacuation orders. If authorities recommend evacuation, it's usually best to comply, so be sure you have a place to go. Your personal circumstances. Factor in your health, mobility, and any dependents you might have. The key is to be prepared for both. This means having a good supply of preps at home and a plan for evacuation, including a designated bug out location and a communication plan with loved ones. By considering these factors and taking proactive steps, you'll be better equipped to make the right decision when that time comes. It may seem easier to hope everything works out because there's so many variables to consider. Hope is great and faith is nice, but being realistic and practical will at least give you some choices should disaster strike. Please try to give yourself options, even if they aren't ideal. One of my banner quotes is, "You never know when the day before is the day before, so prepare for tomorrow." That applies whether you bug in, and definitely should you need to bug out. Thanks for listening. Until next time, this is the Urban Lady Prepper signing off. I'm sure I've given you some things to think about as you go through the upcoming week. Has this episode resonated with you? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to click the link in the podcast description to get your free Essential Prepper checklist. While there, get one of my cool designs on a shirt, hat, mug, and more at my Redbubble store. Or you can always buy me a coffee or get a Jace case for your emergency medical needs. It helps support what I do, and I really appreciate it. Join me on the socials, especially on YouTube, where I'll be uploading videos for my blogs from urbanladyprepper.com. I appreciate your time with me. Stay safe, stay sharp, and be ready.